The enemy has started attacking in large groups. What is really happening in Kostyantynivka? Today is June 12, 2026, and we have an overview of the combat events on the Eastern Front. And what have we been waiting for so long and finally got? Watch this video. Let's go! This week, in the areas of Slavyanska, Kramatorsk and Drushkovka, the nature of the shelling has changed. There have been more drone and missile strikes. And they haven't forgotten about the artillery either. Most of it is hitting Drushkovka and the outskirts of Kramatorsk. By the way, can anyone recognize the place in the frontline location where I am right now? In the past week, from Minkivka to Sofiivka, the enemy hasn't advanced anywhere, but they were waiting for one thing to move forward. Well, I'll talk about that a bit later. The only place where there's heavy fighting is the Kostyantynivka area, and we'll discuss that in detail. The Russians have gathered their maximum forces specifically in the Kostyantynivka direction, that is, directly towards the city of Kostyantynivka. As for the area around the city, the enemy has advanced in the Pleshchivka area, another 5 kilometers. The occupiers have completely captured the Dacha area, and fighting is taking place near the railway station. The Russians are also entrenched in these parts of Kostyantynivka. On the northern side along the road from Stupichik, from Shanghai Lake to Minsk Street and closer to Novodmitrivka, the enemy has reached and entrenched themselves along Radishcheva Street. There is also an unpleasant breakthrough from the direction of Ilinivka. The enemy advanced to Yuvileny Park, but in this area their position is still unstable. And we understand that if they come in with larger forces and actually reach the Kryvyi Torets River, there will be a semi-encirclement of the armed forces of Ukraine right in the center of Kostyantynivka. Well, I'm not even talking about anything logical, so, well, to me, things are bad. Even though a few more battalions were allocated to Kostyantynivka, nothing good is expected. The situation can only be changed by introducing a large number of new technology assets both in the air and on the ground. I mentioned this last Friday as well. In the areas of Yablunivka, Stepanivka, Popivyar and Sofiivka, the enemy has not managed to advance even a meter over the past week. All of them were destroyed. So what exactly was the enemy waiting for? In reality, the current weather here is very unsuitable for the occupiers to launch full-scale attacks. Intercepted communications revealed they waited for rain so their fast infantry could deploy on motorcycles and ATVs. There was some rain for a couple of days, but it wasn't the heavy, all-day rain they wanted. It lasted only about 15 minutes and then stopped, and after that it was just a light drizzle. So they tried to send out their motor vehicles, but none of them even made it to their destination. They didn't even make it. Basically, it's the same for us, and we're also waiting for proper rain so we can move out or replace some of our positions. It's tough, but we're doing everything we can to maximize the destruction of the Russian occupiers' personnel. And in this video, I wanted to talk about something we've been waiting for so long, and finally it happened. The military got a pay raise of only 132 hryvnias, that's less than $3. To be honest, I wasn't ready for such unprecedented generosity. My hands are still trembling a bit and my voice is betraying me, shaking from being overwhelmed with emotions. Thank you to the state, thank you to the country's leadership, just as promised. The raise happened in June. Maybe we just misheard the numbers there. Well, it happens. Because when I joined the armed forces in 2022, I was receiving about $4,500 with bonuses. Today, taking into account inflation and payment cuts, it's already about $1,500. And that's even though the work remains the same. Every minute someone or something is trying to kill you. Thanks to the leadership for the raise, special thanks for the extra 132 hryvnias. That's truly a strong sign of support. Especially when prices in the store sometimes rise faster than our salaries do over several years. Overall, credit must be given where it's due. You really know how to motivate the military, no arguments there. And a little advice from me, fewer loud statements and pretty promises and more real action. Because when expectations differ from reality this much, even sarcasm starts to look like documentary footage. As they say, making promises is not the same as digging a trench. Friends, we're waiting for your thoughts on this in the comments under the video and on the Motolav UA Telegram channel. And we continue to defend our country, support the armed forces, and we will definitely win, because we are invincible. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the armed forces, glory to the volunteers. Putin is an asshole, and Putin is an asshole.